Good morning, everyone. My name is Roshni Sheikh. Today, I'm going to deliver a presentation on difference between goods and services. Goods. Goods are goods sold to consumer for use in the home or school or for recreational or for personal use. Goods are tangible, as in this have a physical presence and they can be touched, they can be feel, we can see. For example, fruits, food, pen, pencil, etc. All these things are goods. Now, what is services? Service is a transaction in which no physical goods are transferred from the seller to the buyer. We cannot touch services. We can feel and we can just experience it. For example, service provided in Domino's, that is on time delivery, mobile repairing. We are not able to see these services. We can just feel and we can experience it. Now we'll see some of the examples of goods and services. SIM cards. Good is SIM cards, and the service which they are providing, that is network, package offers, everything is a service. Mobile is a good, and the features, quality of camera, RAM, etc., all those things are the services which a product is providing. Then a book. Book physically where we can touch and feel is a good, and service after reading it which we get is, it is knowledge. When we are updated with news is a service. Domino's. Goods are pizza. Then services which they are providing, delivery on time, festive offers, ventilation, environment, which we can only feel and experience, we can't touch it. Those are services. Now we'll see difference between goods and services. Like suppose whenever we go in the mall, we go in window shopping, we buy our all products and everything. Those are actual goods. But when we are going to the billing counter and the lady doing there our billing, giving our bill, is the service which she is providing. Now we can't see that how is she doing their billing and everything, that she knows that how is she doing in her system. But for us is that is the service which she is providing to us. Now we'll see difference between goods and services. First one is ownership is not transferred. When buying a service, the service ownership is not transferred to the end customer. For example, if you buy a car, then car is yours. But if you buy a ticket for any airline, then the definitely airline is not yours, right? Whenever we buy a car is yours. But when we want to go out or anywhere, we can't buy whole airline. We buy a ticket of airline, a way through which we can reach a destination. So that is the service which airline is providing to us. Then the next one is intangibility. How are we going to measure service? We can't. We can measure the good. For example, in a restaurant, the dish can be measured, but the efforts gone in making the same dish by the two different chefs cannot be measured from a customers, right? The same goes for the large service corporates like Accenture and Infosys. The time and efforts gone for giving services to the customer is intangible. It is just being feel and experienced by the customers. It can't be touched or seen. The next one is involvement of customer. Involvement of customer is very much important. When comparing the difference between goods and services, we have to look at the involvement of customer as well. In services, involvement of customer is much more than in product. Yes, product once customer is going to buy, it's going to consume. But service, we are going to feel and experience there and then. We are not going to take it to our home and then we are going to consume. No, we are just going to experience there and then. For example, ATMs. ATMs are services wherein customer has to use the machine. The same goes for vending machines as well as for self-service restaurant. Today, ice cream chains like Hockey Pocky and food chains like Subway have more than 50% involvement of customers. You all must have experienced, like whenever we go in Subway, they ask us about the toppings, which type of toppings we want, right, on our any product. Then we have to choose it and then we have to say it to them. So here there is customer involvement in providing the services. They are providing us services, but there is also customer involvement in it. Then the next is the quality. In case of products, mass manufacture is common. A mass manufacturing means uniformity, similarity. However, services involve a lot of manual labor, due to which the quality may vary each time. For production of product, one machine is used, but for providing services, there are many labors behind. There are many men's, and men's do mistakes. It's a human tendency. So services may differ from labor to labor. For example, the major challenge of food chains like Subway, Pizza Hut and Domino's is to give the same quality over and over again. Whereas in local restaurant, the quality may vary from restaurant to restaurant. Quality is done. Now evaluation of services is tougher. As quality varies from time to time and involvement of customer is maximum, evaluation of different services become tougher. Now how are we going to check that how is our service going on? For example, HDFC has more number of ATM than SBI. What does this mean? This means that HDFC service is better because they have more reach to the end consumer and customer than SBI. That's why this how we can evaluate the service where HDFC reach to the end customers. Sixth one is inventories are absent but obvious. Product we can store it, but service, are we going to use it in a future time? No, production and consumption of services happens at the same time. This does not mean that the raw material is not present to provide the services. For example, in a restaurant, a dish is made only after you order it. The raw material and the chef might be present, but the production does not begin unless and until there is a customer to consume the services. Next one is, the last one is, time is very much important in services. Because inventories are absent in services, we can't store services for longer period of time, not for shorter period of time. And because production and consumption is at the same time, time is a very important difference between goods and services. The key word here is delay. There should be no delay in providing services. For example, cabs should arrive on time. The food should be prepared by time. The train should run on time, because time is very much important. So in service, what if service is not being stored, but we can feel and experience it? That's why everything should be done on time. Thus, the difference between goods and services is based on many different factors, and there are many more different factors from which we can differ both goods and services. These factors have become more and more acute as the services sector rises in demand nowadays. Thank you.